Hello and welcome to another edition of An English Guy Watching Wrestling. I'm the English Guy, I'm Nick. Thank you so much for clicking on another video. I certainly do appreciate it. And in this one, we're going to be reviewing the 17th of February 2021 edition of AEW Dynamite. With that being said, let's get into what was a really good show. So let's get the show underway. First opening match was TH2 versus Matt Hardy and Hangman Page. Now, this was a great match, to be completely honest with you. Hangman Page is perhaps one of the best all-round performers in all of wrestling right now. TH2 are fantastic. I love them as a tag team. And of course, Matt Hardy, tag team veteran. And to see Matt Hardy team with Adam Page was kind of cool after the whole Hangman Page Dark Order situation. Of course, if you watched last week's Dynamite, you know that Matt Hardy was trying to sign Hangman Page. Drinking with Hangman Page in a bar was Matt Hardy. And he turned to the camera and see once he sobers up. And while he wasn't facing Hangman Page swapped papers and signed a contract. Now, the contract was not the one that Matt Hardy gave him. Now, and the contract says that he gets a lot more money if he beats him at Revolution, and of course they've signed for a match. And it's a very unique situation, and one that's been quite interesting to watch because I've always liked Matt Hardy as a character, but this has been really entertaining to watch. This kind of like switch. Now Matt Hardy's in trouble in the small weight. If he loses the match, he loses the first quarter earnings of 2021. Same for Hangman Page. And I've been loving what they've been doing to me, because Hangman's pulled one over on Matt Hardy. Has been great. That aside, that's what happened after the match. Obviously, they found out they signed the wrong contract. This was a great tag match to open the show. And when you've got TH2, one of the most reliable tag teams there is, against Matt Hardy and Hangman Page, two terrific in-ring performers, you're going to get a great match. And this was a great match. And definitely interesting to see what happens between Matt Hardy and Hangman Page. So thumbs up to all four men to a really good opener. Next match was an absolute barnstormer of a match, and again, further proof that the AEW Women's Division is just at the moment on fire. In the number one contenders tournament for the AEW Women's Championship, it was Serena Deeb facing the returning Rhea, former AEW Women's Champion, the first ever AEW Women's Champion. And I'm not too sure if this is the first time these two have ever met in the ring, but seriously, this match was just absolutely incredible. Probably joint match of the night. The other one we'll get to a bit later. This was just stunning, and the AEW's Women's Division is just really on fire in 2021, and this was adding to it. It was a great wrestling match. High impact moves, everything you could want from two really incredible women performers, and you won't find, if it's the first time I've match, you won't find a better first time match than this in the Women's Division in AEW. It was stunning to watch. Both women really showed what they could do, and Rhea winning the match, I think, was the right call because it was her first match in AEW for a long time. Obviously, because of COVID restrictions, she wasn't able to appear in AEW as much as she'd like, but being less than £100, Rhea is £98 overall, but don't let that put you off. She is an incredible women's wrestler. She is fluid, strong. That's true. She's very strong, and just a great wrestler. And Serena Deeb is one of the best veterans in the women's division anywhere, and she's been great all year. She was great in this match. You really couldn't fault this match, to be honest. It was superb. Both women just went out there and gave it all they had, and definite both thumbs up to both ladies. So well done. Next match was Orange Cassidy versus Luther. Now, of course, Chuck Taylor no longer the butler of Miro because of the situation during the Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford wedding. Orange Cassidy being in the cake, kind of gone their own separate ways, Miro and Chuck Taylor. This was a short match, but a match I think that needed to happen to get Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor back to winning ways, even though Chuck Taylor wasn't involved in wrestling the match. He did get involved to take out Serpentico, obviously Luther's tag team partner in Chaos Project. And it was a short match, but a fun match, to be honest. And Orange Cassidy winning was the right call. And as much as I do like Luther, and I really do, this was the right call. Good short match. Orange Cassidy, perhaps the most over guy in all in AEW. He's so good to watch no matter what he does. Again, the King of Sloth Styles is called. This is fantastic. This was a really good match too. So short match, but really good. So thumbs up for both men. And the next match was other match of the night, or joint match of the night. Ortiz and Santana, Proud and Powerful, but I don't think they really go by Proud and Powerful anymore. But if they do, fine. This is the Unbox, the defending AEW World Tag Team Titles Champions. Now, this is not the first time that Santana and Ortiz have met the Unbox in AEW or anywhere else. They've met many times in the past. And this was an addition to the already growing catalogue of great matches. This was a stunning match. I really don't think there's a better tag team in the world right now than the Unbox at the moment, because they've been on top of the tag team division for many years. There have been a lot of teams just slowly building their ways up, but I think the Unbox are just above, still just a little bit above everybody else. And that's no disrespect to some of the amazing tag teams out there. But this is, I'd definitely say, Santana and Ortiz's best performance in AEW to date, and that is saying something, because they've had some absolutely incredible performances. But when you've got two teams like this going at it like they do, you are going to get an incredible match, and this was an incredible match. Already adding to the brilliant tag matches that AEW have had in the past, this was one of them. This was really good, and it was the right call for the Unbox to win, because obviously Proud and Powerful are part of the Inner Circle and the Revolution. It will be MJF and Chris Jericho versus the Unbox for the AEW World Tag Team titles, and I'm looking forward to that match. But this match was pay-per-view quality. It really was. Both teams went out there and do what they always do, just put an incredible match. So all four men, you've definitely got the thumbs up. Well done. And the next match was FTR versus the Seidel Brothers. Now, the Seidel Brothers making their debut in AEW. And of course, Matt Seidel, everyone knows Matt Seidel, legitimately one of my favourite wrestlers in the last 15 years, because I think he's awesome. Has been for so long. Against the returning FTR after suspension. And this was a good match, actually. Not the longest match, I'll say that, but the Seidel Brothers showing where all that Dragon Gate experience went to. Great tandem offense, great tag team, and you can tell that they just belong together. And I personally wouldn't mind seeing them more of the ring in the future. But FTR, I say the Unbox are perhaps the best tag team in wrestling. If they're the best, FTR are literally just below them, because FTR are incredible. If you've ever seen them, you know why. And this was a good tag match, to be honest. And I think FTR winning was the right call. As much as I do like the Seidel Brothers, I think FTR winning was the right call. And a very good tag match, to be honest. And FTR just showing why they are that good. So, thumbs up to all four men. And then, my phone did something weird, but it didn't. And then we had the main event. We had Lance Archer, Jon Moxley, and Rey Fenix versus Eddie Kingston, the Butcher, and the Blade. All I'm going to say for this one is blink and you'll miss something. This match was bonkers, but in a great way, and a superb main event. And all six men just really showing what they can do. And again, a great way to continue the feud between Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. I think this may have been the end of it, because Jon Moxley did get the win. Rey Fenix, Lance Archer, and Jon Moxley did get the win. And hopefully that puts it into the feud, but I don't want it to end in a way, because I said hopefully that's putting into it, but I don't think it's going to be the end of it. I want to see it continue, but after the match, who comes out? Kenny Omega, because Jon Moxley wants another shot at the AEW World Championship, because he never got it. And at Revolution, it will be Kenny Omega defending the belt against Jon Moxley, an exploding barbed wire death match. The first ever in AEW. Now, I honestly didn't expect this. AEW, once again, throwing a curveball into it and giving us something we did not expect. Jon Moxley knows no stranger to death matches, but neither is Kenny Omega. Everyone remembers, and I certainly remember because it was a brutal match, their lights out match against each other that had no rules, and of course the barbed wire bed. This is going to be not for the faint of heart, that is for sure. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And again, AEW, there was something I did not expect. It's been that way for 2021 for AEW, and they've been really doing some incredible things and showing why, personally, I think they are the best wrestling company in the world at the moment. And that's no disrespect to the WWE. They're doing a fine job. They're still going, but AEW are just continuing to just rise and rise and rise. And this could be their year. I mean, last year they had a great year. Obviously, because of COVID restrictions, they had to do certain things different. But they're still doing really, really good. But 2021 has just been a year they've been rising and rising. So definite thumbs up to All Elite Wrestling and everyone involved for doing that. And before I cap off the review, Rey Fenix in this match, I've said it before and I'll say it again, is not human. He proved it even more in this match. He was a highlight reel and a half. But then all 6 men were as well. And that's just the work rate from all 6 men involved. And it was just a cracking main event to a really, really good episode of Dynamite. Again, this year Dynamite haven't really put a step wrong, so foot wrong anywhere. And they continue to do it, so thumbs up. And that being said, that is it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will tongue-tie myself at the end here. But I will be back very, very soon for another review, and hopefully I'll catch you then. But until that time, thank you again for watching. I'll see you later, and take care.